I don't know who you are, but what I do know is that this video will find you at a time where you're starting to get your sparkle back. I'm actually so excited to give this message because whoever you are, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. And you know what's crazy is I feel like so many people in your life have tried to dim your light. You've been in environments that have wanted to not see you shine or wanted you to not see yourself shine, if that makes sense. I'm speaking to somebody who has always known that they have this radiance about them, this light about them, and not in a way where, you're claiming yourself as better than anyone else. That's not who you are, but in a way where you've always been able to know that there's just something different about yourself. You stand out in a crowd, people gravitate towards you. I'm hearing like teachers liked you. Kids liked you growing up. People wanted to be friends with you. Even though I feel like you're somebody who gives very much popular loner energy, where you're kind of like an outcast, or I think you're just very comfortable being in your own energy and being who you are as an individual, which makes other people feel uncomfortable, but it also inspires other people, and it also pulls people towards you, because it's like people see you standing in this authenticity that is so unique and so rare, and it's just comes natural to you. Like, I feel like you're the type of person who knows that you have no other choice but to be exactly who you are. You know what I mean? It's not even an option for you to wear a mask in this world, or to pretend that you're someone else. You're not somebody that follows in the footsteps of others. I feel that you're someone who very much paves your own path in this life, and people gravitate towards that energy because it's different, and you're a natural leader. That's what it is. It's like people see you have this ability to be is it trailblazer? I think that's what it's called. You know what I mean though? It's like you do things and people naturally want to imitate you. Is that the word? Imitate? That doesn't sound right. You know the word I'm thinking of. Copy you. You could have a lot of copycat energy around you, or people, it's like you wear something and then all of a sudden somebody's dressing the same way, or you start saying one thing and all of a sudden people are saying the same thing. And I feel like maybe you could have been in a position in your life where at first you took offense to this, because you're like, be yourself. Why are you trying to be me? It could have been like, I don't know, you could have perceived it as weird. And maybe you still do in some ways, but I feel like a lot of you guys are starting to realize that people are just inspired by you. They're inspired by your ability to be completely and fully yourself, to stand in your own unique energy and to stand in it shamelessly. I feel like you're the type of person, when you walk into a crowded room, people can sense your presence without you even needing to speak up. It's just your energy. It's not something that you need to put on a performance for or put on a show. It's just who you are. And I have a feeling this message is just going to be one of those messages that just hypes you up, because I think you need it right now, because you're standing in a position in your life where you're finally gaining your sparkle back. You're finally in a position where you're realizing your light is not meant to be dimmed. Your light is not meant to be contained. Okay. I resonate with this energy right now. And it almost feels like a reclamation of this power. It feels liberating. It feels like I'm taking my power back. It feels like you're someone who you're refusing to dim yourself in any way. And I feel like this has been an uncomfortable journey for you to get to this point, because I do feel like your energy does, what's the word? Reject or reflect. No, that's not it. I don't know why I'm thinking rebuke. Your energy naturally pushes people away that are not meant to be around you. And again, I feel like this is where it could be a tricky energy. Especially, I'm just seeing you growing up. Like, you could have had a hard time understanding this about yourself and about your essence, where it's like some people are really triggered by you, or some people really don't like you. And it doesn't have anything to do with you. You're not a malicious person. I feel like you're somebody that is so pure and your intentions are always pure. But the thing about you is you make people see things about themselves that they didn't sign up to see in the first place. And I'm getting deja vu because I feel like I've spoken on this like months and months and months ago. But if you remember those videos, then this is just double confirmation. But I feel like this also could be a new collective of people that I'm calling in. But yeah, that could have been confusing for you to process, because you're like, I feel like I'm putting out good intentions in this world. Why do I naturally like reject certain energies? Why are certain energies like, you know, there's a word that I can't think of. Repelled by my energy. Do you know what I mean? And it's because the way that you see yourself in a way that's radical. You see all of your flaws. You're not one to shy away from your darkness. You're one to really examine all of the pieces of yourself and all of the traumas and all of the things that it took you to get to this point. So because you look at yourself in a way that is so deep, and you're not afraid to pull back all of the layers of you, other people that are existing in this world, which there's no judgment to these people, because I always say everyone is exactly where they're supposed to be. But it's like when people aren't familiar with being in that energy within themselves, and they come across your energy and you're so okay with, you know, taking accountability for your flaws, or, you know, your flaws, your darkness, your shadows, all of that, it makes people feel like they have to do that within themselves. And some people are just not at that level. Some people are just not comfortable in the, what's the word? Why am I missing all these words today? Confrontation. Thank you. Some people are just not comfortable in the confrontation of themselves, having to confront themselves, having to see who they are authentically. And you know what's crazy? The reason why I feel like you're getting your sparkle back is because you're actually getting to the core of who you are as a person. And there's a message coming through right now that is so important for you to hear. Now is not the time for you to know who you fully are. Because I feel like you're somebody, you're always going to be discovering who you are. And I feel like you could be standing in a position in your life right now where you're like, I should know who I am. I should know what makes me happy. I should know what feels fun for me. I should know how to fill my own cup. And I'm hearing a message right now of you needing to be really easy on yourself, because now you're standing in this like creative void, or this emptiness where you've had to grieve the person that you once were, the person that was born into certain, you know, programming. Like there's been a lot of undoing, it feels like, in your life. You've unlearned a lot of things, a lot of the, and there goes the mother freaking lights, a lot of the traumas that you came here to experience, a lot of the programming that you have encountered in this life. You've had to do the unpacking and do the unlearning, and now it's almost like you're just this empty vessel, and you might feel like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like to do. I don't know what my hobbies are. I don't know what I like to do for fun. And this is actually a beautiful, divine, confusing energy that you're in. And it might sound a little bit counterintuitive to say that, but I do feel like this is a gift for you, because you're not meant to see this as some sort of emptiness where something is missing. This is like, and see, I said this in my last video, I think, or at the end of one message: arrive empty and you will be filled. That has been like ingrained in my brain for the last couple weeks. So it's important for somebody to hear that. Arrive empty so that you will be filled. You're not meant to know fully who you are right now. And you're not meant to put the pressure on yourself to have yourself figured out, to know what necessarily fills your cup, or to know what feels fun for you, to know what you actually like to do. Because the thing is, I feel like you're realizing that a lot of the things that you have adopted as your own identity are things that you've had to perform as, in a way, if that makes sense. You know, like roles that you took on that weren't necessarily for you, but for the benefit of other people. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think of an example, but there's so many people here, so this could be so many different things. But it's like you took on certain roles in this life, like maybe the healer, the helper, the people pleaser, the one who carries the weight of the world on their shoulders. All of these roles that you took on probably from very young, that you're realizing maybe these roles just don't align with who I am. And again, this is kind of a continuation for the last couple messages of like you getting to the core of who you are beyond all of that other surface level stuff that you've experienced and that you've come here to experience. You're getting down to the core of it. And I feel like at this point in your life, this is why your sparkle is coming back, because you're figuring out who you are, but you're meant to figure it out slowly. It's meant to be this period of beautiful experimentation. Is that the word? Experimentation. I think that's the right word. You know, you're meant to like see this as a time for you to be able to experiment and play and go slowly. And some things you're going to notice that some things that you once associated yourself with in the past, maybe they just don't hit the same anymore. You know, maybe you're somebody who's been painting your entire life and all of a sudden you feel like these days you just don't feel called to paint, and you're like feeling like that's wrong, right? Feeling like why do I feel so blocked? And this is just an example, but why do I feel so blocked creatively in this way when I've always been a painter? Maybe you just need a new medium. Maybe you just need a new medium. Maybe you're shifting into, I don't know. Why can't I think of anything? Dancing. Maybe you're shifting from acrylic painting to, you know, finger painting or charcoal. I don't know why I'm seeing that. You know those like charcoal thingies? That could be specific for somebody. Maybe you just need to express yourself through a new medium right now, and now is a time for you to play, because truly I feel like you're the type of person where you were born into specific roles. I don't feel like you ever really got a true chance to figure out who you are inside. And it feels like this is the point that you're sitting at in your life. When you find this video, you're coming to a point where you're finding your sparkle again. You're realizing the parts of you that actually make you you. The parts of you that really shined and were so bright when you were a kid. It's why people gravitated towards you. It's why, you know, people sensed your energy and could sense this radiance on you, because you have these little sparkles inside of you. And you get to rediscover that now. And I want you to know, take it slow, but also be comfortable with it being new, is what I'm getting. Like, there's a message right now coming through of comparison. You don't have to compare who you once were to this new version of you and deem things as wrong or right. So the same example I'm just going to use with the painting. If you're somebody who painted in the past and now you're having trouble, like you don't feel like it doesn't resonate with you anymore, you're not meant to deem that as right or wrong, right? You're not meant to put a label on it. You're meant to just witness it, and also not compare yourself to where you once were. Not compare the you that is you now to who you once were, because things are supposed to be different now. And if you're constantly living in a state of comparison when you're like, oh my gosh, I used to be so good at this, or I used to enjoy this so much, why is it different now? You can feel that energy, how it's like resistant energy. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't flow effortlessly and freely. If you allow yourself to start over, because that's the point that you're standing in right now, you're meant to give yourself permission to actually start over and to actually discover who you are in this very moment, without all of the stuff that you've been unlearning, without all of the, comparison to how you once did things, because I guarantee you at this time, things are going to be moving through you in a way that is different. But embrace that. Embrace the differences. Embrace the newness of, your new way of flowing and your new way of being. But all I keep hearing is you're about to get your sparkle back. You are getting your sparkle back, and it's because you're giving yourself permission to discover who you actually are. Maybe for the first time in your entire life. And what a beautiful gift that is. What a beautiful, playful time if you allow yourself to perceive it as that. As this, you're not lost. I just heard that so loud, so someone needs to hear that. You're not lost. You're not losing yourself. 1414, as I said that. You're not losing yourself. In fact, you're finding yourself. And what's crazy is I feel like losing yourself and finding yourself, they go hand in hand. And I'm just really noticing in life right now how many things go hand in hand. Like beauty and pain, suffering and purpose, the wound and the gift. There's so many things that walk, inseparable and are meant to be processed together. And I feel like that's where you're standing at this point in your life, where you're losing yourself and finding yourself all at the same time. And that could feel very confusing. It can feel like grief one day, it could feel like excitement one day. And that's the whole point. I just think I'm realizing so much about life that, like, who says being confused has to be a bad thing? Do you know what I mean? And I hope that you just ponder these words. And I'm going to repeat it to you guys. Don't take everything I say as truth, but I want you to just think about this, okay? Who says, even negative situations that you experience or traumatic situations that you experience, who says those have to be perceived as bad and put in a category as bad? Heartbreak, why does that have to be a bad thing? Of course they invoke those lower emotions inside of us, but even those lower emotions, who says that those are negative things and bad things? And I think as humans, we're so quick to want to organize everything and to fit it in certain boxes. This is a good experience, this is a bad experience, this feels good, this feels bad. And I think that's why we get so uncomfortable when life goes through its natural ebbs and flows, because it's like we're expecting life to be this straight linear path. And maybe if I heal enough, then I'll get to a point where life is just, a flat line and it's all just easy and good. But life is meant to ebb and flow. What if the path is meant to be windy? What if the path is meant to be windy? What if the path is meant to dip really down really low? What if it's meant to, And what if even that, you can see the beauty in that? This went on a whole different route, but I'm very passionate about this right now because I think it's important. And I feel like that's where we experience the most resistance in life, is being like, oh, I just went through this situation and that was a bad thing to go through. And something can be hard to go through, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. Do you know what I mean? I just think we're so quick to want to, understand things in human language. And I think our experience defies human language. And I think that once we can get to a point of acceptance, accepting the highs and the lows and the beauty and the pain and all of that, it's like life just starts to be this one whole thing where you can see everything from an objective standpoint and not get overly consumed by your pain or your happiness, not hold on to any of those experiences, because they're all meant to shift and change. And I think the path is meant to be windy. I did not expect to go here now, but that's why I love doing what I do, because I always get pulled in these different directions. The path is meant to be windy. You're meant to experiment at this time. You're not meant to fully know who you are right now. And I know that feels uncomfortable, but who says the discomfort is a bad thing? Who says the discomfort of feeling lost? It doesn't have to be a negative thing. It can actually be such an exciting time to be lost, because that means you just get to be found again. You get to find your true self again. And whoever you are, you have a sparkle that cannot be contained. That was what this message started as. Your sparkle is bright. It's big and it's felt. You have the energy that shifts galaxies, genuinely. Like, your presence alone, people can feel it just by you simply entering into a room. Your presence is felt. Your energy is felt. It's potent. There's something special about you, okay? If you're watching this video right now, there's something special about you, and you're in this beautiful opportunity of finding yourself again. Finding what feels true to you. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. You're not meant to figure it out. You're not meant to know who you are. And I think once you can get comfortable with that, in the knowing that you might not know who you are right now, you might feel a little lost. And so what? How fun, how exciting. That could also be a beautiful thing. So anyways, that's the message today. That was so beautiful and not where I expected to go, but I hope that you let your sparkle mother freaking shine, because the world needs your sparkle. The world needs you to take your power back by refusing to ever dim your light ever again. Because you were placed in so many positions that wanted you to stay dim, that didn't want you to be all that you are. And my prayer for you, my hope for you is that you believe in your sparkle and you believe in your ability to shine, and you never let anything ever, or I will come for them, okay? Never let anyone or anything ever dim your light again. In fact, be stubborn. This is how I operate. If someone wants me to dim, and maybe this is just the rebel inside of me, because I've always had trouble with authority. Not like... I just mean I have a hard time when people tell me what to do. Because, yeah, I'm just stubborn like that. But I feel like when people want me to dim, I'm like, okay, well, you better get some motherfucking sunglasses, because now I'm about to blind you. I'm about to blind you with this light. And I hope that you guys feel the same way about yourselves, because I see this sparkle inside of you, and your sparkle is meant to be seen. It's meant to be felt in this world. So don't let anything dim your light. And if anyone does try to dim your light, tell me and I will find them. Okay? Oh, how special. You're special, and I love you so much. I love you. Can I give you a song? Let me see if I have a song recommendation for you. Ooh, I always got some good song. I'm not even trying to gas myself up here, but I think I have the best music taste in the whole world. I swear to God. Oh my gosh, now I just put too much pressure on myself though. Okay. Oh, what's a good song? Okay, none of these have like, I mean, there's always spiritual relevance, but my favorite song right now, let me just give you that, okay? I'm not, take away the pressure I just put on myself. I don't know why I put all that on myself, but I'm just going to tell you my favorite song at the moment. It's called Reala, Realla, by Toki Monsta and Anderson .Paak. Hold on, how can I show you the screen without... Okay, can you see that? Reala, Toki Monsta, and Anderson .Paak. Ooh, that's a freaking banger. That's a good song. It's 11:11 right now. Oh my gosh, it just changed. Wow, that's so special. Anyways, I love you so much. Yeah. Shine, baby. Shine, because you're meant to shine, and you got a sparkle that's meant to be seen, okay? I love you with my whole heart, my whole being, everything inside of me, and I will talk to you very soon.